This is just a quick webinar. It's something that I think possibly a few people might need or not know they need it, but it could be handy for them. In this regard to their list. The list is the list. Money's in the list. The better the list you've got, or the more people on your list you've got, the easier it is to get back to people and do follow-ups and etc. etc. Now, the technique I'm using a thing called platform called Mailchimp. Manuela is using it as well with reasonable success. Basically, it allows you, it's a platform which allows you to send newsletters to your list, and it means it kind of helps you keep the list warm. So you periodically send interesting information about your business, about Doterra, and it's automated. So once you put them on the list, it just goes. Also, you can obviously independently send a list to a newsletter to your whole list at one time, but there's several techniques you can use. But this webinar is just basically explaining how you put people on your list. That means you keep them in a good position where you can find them. You don't get bits of paper all over the place with names and emails which you can never find later. So anyway, let's have a look. Let's have a look what we're doing here. So if I just put that out of the way, and we can see here Mailchimp. Now, what you do with Mailchimp, first of all, get yourself an account. It's free. Just go to Mailchimp.com and create an account. It's free. You can upgrade, of course, later, but at this stage, you won't need to upgrade because you'll never ever, not in the short term, have enough people that need to upgrade. So anyway, I'll log in, and so we can, and I'll take you through a scenario how to do this. So I log into the account. Right, here we go. The section we're going to be interested in at the moment is the list. So so basically, I press on the list. As you can see, I've got lots of lists here. So if we, for example, if I have like my Doterra list here, 402 people on there, and 21% open it, and out of them 2.3% click on the links. Now that is a good ratio if you're wondering. Not everybody will open, but that amount that do, you start consultants in this way. Obviously, the other ones here are for sending newsletters to my downline. So that's the downline list, the wholesale customer list, retail customer list, a team in Spain. Because of the Spanish element, I've decided to have them in their own little team. But anyway, just to start off, you create your own list. So for example, if I just start doing my own list, you click on create list, click, and then basically you say, you write in here, you can write anything you like, but you can say my list, simple as that. And then in there you put your email address. So I'll put my personal email in there, or you can, what I'll do, I'll put my Google address in there because anyone can find that. gmail.com. And your default name, the name that you want people to see when they come in there, basically you can use anything, but for example, just to, so Tom Smith, and I normally do, you can write Doterra Wellness Advocate or advocate. So there you go. And down here you can write a short reminder about how the person joins your list. So you could say you were interested in knowing more about Doterra. So there you go. And then whatever company you want to call yourself, you can have your own name. So Tom Smith. And then you can have here whatever country you or area you come from. So you can say River Road, say for example. I don't want everyone to see my proper address or anything. River Road, New York. 1001. And there's USA. Optional, don't put a phone number if possible. Really, the next bit is your choice. Notifications, you can either have a daily summary or one-on-one subscription. I kind of like knowing what's happening. So, and then you basically press save. Please check you enter and try again. There's something, they say there's something wrong here. Oh, the province. So New York, New York. And save. Right, so now it's done. So in the case of, in this case, I would suggest if you're, for example, you're doing a party or something like that, or doing a class, and you manage to get an email address and a name out of someone, is basically what you do is you just go click there, add subscriber, and then put their email address in here. So I'm just going to put my personal one in just so people will see what I'm doing. And then you can say Tom Smith, Tom, or write whatever the, obviously whatever the name is. This is just an example. And then this person's given permission, and then add subscribe. And that's basically it. So, and then you can look at your list, and there it is. If you need to update the list in any way, you can basically go there and it will tell you their activities. So once they've received an email, you will see their activities, and you can put some notes there if you want to add some information about them. Sometimes they may have a social profile as well, which pops up, so you can get some more information about them. Anyway, once you have that, then that list, and for example, sorry about that. For example, you want to send a newsletter to your list. The next stage is you go to template, and it says up here, it says I've got some templates here, or some templates I've already created earlier. But for example, you create content. So you get a choice of newsletter templates. So you can look at the themes, and it will give you different themes that you can work off of. You can code your own if you're up to it. But I personally would suggest just either take a theme or basically do the template yourself. Now, okay, let's have a look at if you're intending to get someone into the business straight away. So you could, for example, arguably go here and take the first template, and you could up the top here, you could first of all just change the banner at the top. So I've got a nice little one here which I use often, and you just insert, simple as that. And then here, give yourself a title. So you could say, for example, how to join my doTERRA business. How to join my doTERRA business. And save. And then the next one, I would personally get that out of the way. It just gets in the way. One nice way of doing it is to put a video in there. So you could go to, for example, YouTube, and find a nice doTERRA video. So let's find one, for example, this one. Just take the share. Sorry about that. And then put it into there. And up she pops. There you go. Nice doTERRA video. And then under here, you could write a little bit information about doTERRA in general. So let me find some more information. Let's go to LinkedIn, where I know I've got some information that I can use. For example, that nice little page there. I can go no, I don't like that page. I'll check one of my articles. I just want to copy and paste something out of one of the articles. Maybe the Australian one might be okay. Yeah. Sorry about that again. So go to one of the articles here, and even though this is for Australia, it doesn't matter. I can just take some of the information out. So I'll copy and paste it, and back into here and say reasons for joining doTERRA. Reasons for joining doTERRA essential oils, and then copy and paste the rest into there. Of course, you want to get rid of some of this information. In my case, I need to get rid of some of this information, so I'll just skip through it quite quickly. Let's say, for example, if you're in the States and your people are from the States, you can start off with US dollars. And you can say, for example, because you may have people from other countries, so don't try and exclude them, try and bring them into it as well. If you say if you choose the $35 basic doTERRA business pack, you will get, and then you just, I would say highlight that a little bit, give it a little bolding, and then you could just basically put some information in with the dots, with the and you don't have to put all of this information in. You just put enough to get people interested. So, for example, I'm going to take that one out. 25% of all the products. This is the one I quite like. In addition, wellness ever receive free web shop to market their business. And then I think one good bit is the no monthly fee. Once you've paid your $35, just get rid of that. Then you could write to join Doterra, click on the button, enrollment button, that's better, enrollment button below. Okay. Maybe I'm going to highlight that. I think it kind of brings it out a bit. And you say, then when you get to this bit here, it says, and I would suggest you write enroll now. Enroll now. Exclamation mark. Maybe a little gap just to make it look nicer. Yeah. Okay, now in here, you stick your enrollment link. Now, the choice is yours how you want to do that. You you can put your full page in it like this, or you can put this page in it like this in the case of mine, or you can go even further and just put that link in. I prefer this. I prefer to send them straight there. It's amazing how many people get lost in between one and the other, and then put it in the address URL, email, and click. Down the bottom here, I'll suggest as a nice idea to add some photos of, for example, products, and say whatever you really fancy. Say, for example, you could put, if we replace item 1 and I put, let's see, a nice product, frankincense, for example. So let's stick the frankincense in. There it goes on frankincense. So you could say, give some information about doTERRA frankincense. So again, doTERRA frankincense. You always find some information. You don't have to worry about copyrights or anything, because it's not really going live. And you could copy and paste something like this straight in there. And I would suggest, where is it? Oh yeah, put the frankincense as a title. And in this bit here, you could write, for example, buy. So again, you could skip back to the enrollment link, or if you prefer, you can use the, you can send them straight to the shop. So for example, we will create a link there. So I'll put the link in there, insert. And then basically you do the same with the other one. And once you've finished, and also if you want, again, if you want to, down the bottom here, you can add your Twitter account and Facebook account and your Instagram account. In fact, any other accounts, social media accounts you have. Anyway, once you've finished, I'm not going to complete that because I think you already know what it's all about now. You go to the bottom here and it says save and exit. Now, before it takes you to save, it will ask you to give the template a name. Now, again, you could call it your, if it's the first email, it's going to go to your prospects. You could say, for example, first prospect email. And save. And this is really your need, so you know what people are looking for. So anyway, here's the prospect email, the first prospect email. Now, the next stage is that you go down here to the right where it says edit. You'll see create campaign. So you press on create campaign, which will take you to this page, and it says choose a list. And in the case of me, I'll choose my list. So you would have your own list, whatever that may be. And it says entire list, saved or pre-built segment or group or new segment. In this case, in the early stages, of course, you just want to do the entire list. So you click next. And here you've got your campaign name. So of course you can call it anything you like. You obviously the campaign name is going to probably you want to use the same name as you already have. So you could say, for example, you could write up here, you could write first prospect email. So pop that in there. That's a campaign list. Now the email subject, so you want to think about what the subject is. So here, for example, you could say Doterra information email. Newsletter sounds nicer. And then before it, I usually use the same because it doesn't really make any difference. Now here's your, here would be, and it says from, so this is from, would be your name here and the Wellness Advocate. This would be your email address. Other little sections you can use is a social media one. So you can put, for example, if you have a Twitter account, you can add this to the Twitter account and it will it will throw it to Twitter as well. And if you have a Facebook account, for example, pages rather than groups, you can add it to a group as well. But in this case, I'm not going to do that. And then the next stage is you go to here, you go next again. it gives you another little look at your template. So you're making sure you're doing it, you've done everything right, and that's what it should look like. And then the next one is you press next again, and it will make sure everything's right for you. It will tell you that you've got the lines right and everything. It does say here default text content, so it says resolve. So you press resolve because it may be maybe some issue in there. Okay. So I forgot about that. So I would say something like, because it wants me to do original text for the video, and I forgot about that. Join Doterra now. Whoops. Okay, perfect. Back to the section again. Right, now it's resolved the still says it's not resolved. Why is it not resolved then? Oh, I see. It wants me to do this. Okay, I'll do that. I'm gonna have it now. I'm gonna have to. It won't let me go through it unless I've done both. So anyway, instead of put another photo in there. Okay, we'll put. Okay, again we can pop a little bit of text that they have here. So. Okay. And I'm just basically resolved. This one here, social card, we're not going to bother with that because we're not going to send anything. Anyway, next bit is that then it will say as you just send now. So you just basically go press bang, and there it goes. High five. Anyway, I hope that was being helpful. I hope that's been helpful. I'll stop sharing the screen now. That's basically how you do it. I thought it was going to be a bit shorter than that. I didn't realise it was going to be half an hour to go all the way through that, but it could be very useful if for doing your warm list and sharing doTERRA with others that you already know. This is not for spamming the world. This is for when people ask you for information and you get their name and email address, you put it in the system, and you can offer them information. Now, I will do another video later because this is a lot to take in. But the next video I will show you how to automatically send them like their first email and then their next email after, say for example, 5 days, another email after another 5 days, and another email after another 5 days, and but without actually doing anything apart from putting their name in the system, and that is it. It's a great way of following up. It's a great way of keeping people in touch. It's a great way of warming people up to the idea of the products. And for example, at the moment, I sent everybody in my warm list an email about Christmas, and I had a couple of consultants from it. And so it's a marketing tool, so use it. Anyway, have a good day. And if you've got any questions about this, please get back to me because I will help you to get it going if you need me. Anyway, thank you. Bye.